Hey there, I'm Haley Loren. We're about to see the Drei Deutscher Amigos here at Norton Buffalo Hall on Plugged In and Turned On in Paradise. Drei Deutscher Amigos is the trio of Paradise's own Big Mo Huffman, Volker Strifler, and Martin Gershwitz. Martin on keyboards is a surviving member of The Animals and Iron Butterfly and brings his classical training into his own ethereal compositions.
It was the era of big keyboards. It totally changed the song into a semi-classical, and it's like, yeah, this is great, I love this.
Volker Strifler's guitar playing sounds like Eric Clapton, Duane Allman, and Robben Ford all rolled up into one, which explains why he's often found with the Ford Brother Blues Band when Robben is absent.
I really started feeling the love for this music because I felt like that you could really, create your own voice by playing a certain way without being over the top.
Big Mo, winner of numerous top blues awards, including year after year at the Monterey Blues Festival, has a collection of bluesy songs you'll love.
I always had started with originals, and the lamest excuse is that I never learned too many other songs, and it was easier to write one than to learn one. I think that was my problem.
Join us for a high-energy, impromptu concert by these exquisitely talented friends.
Welcome to Plugged In and Turned On in Paradise, highlighting hidden musical talents, singer-songwriters, and musicians that are standing on the world stages only a few steps from your favorite musical megastars. Our series is filmed at Clayville, a Northern California recording studio nestled in the beautiful foothills of Paradise. Each episode features a variety of top players, rehearsing and performing in live musical mashups. And since many are world-class music insiders, they have stories to tell, giving our viewers an intimate peek into their intriguing lives, sharing the big stage with megastars.
I'm Haley Loren. Welcome to the Paradise Music Hour, an exclusive public television concert series produced here in Paradise, California, where you'll meet some of the world's best musicians singing and playing and telling us about their fascinating lives on the world's big stages.
This may be the highway to hell. We should write a song about it.
Yeah, really. Highway to hell might be good. I smell a hit. We're all from similar areas in Germany, the three of us. And Volker and me grew up in the same town, and Martin was there.
We share not only a bicultural history, but a bicultural musical history.
Anyway, to make this long story short, we all ended up in the States not knowing that we were all here and found each other again.
Played the Woodstock Festival. Last year we played one show in town. So this year instead we have a chance to do this again at the Paradise Grange. What we're going to do is everybody plays about like 5 songs of their CDs and we back each other up.
Volker Strifler's guitar playing sounds like Eric Clapton, Duane Allman, and Robben Ford all rolled up into one, which explains why he's often found with the Ford Brother Blues Band when Robben is absent.
It's one of my favorite songs of Volker's here.
When I first started playing out, I was a teenager. It would have been like in late 70s or maybe early 80s. I was, like every other teenager, into hard rock. I was into the Scorpions, the German bands, or UFO. We met this guy in Heidelberg. He was a blues singer, and so he got me started listening to this stuff. We played Elmore James with him, but also some Stevie Wonder stuff. But after meeting this particular guy, I really started feeling the love for this music, because I felt like the heavy metal stuff or the hard rock stuff that was going on there, at the time it wasn't really my thing. The blues thing fit me a lot better.
Shoulder looking down at the lizard by my leg. I know the bottom of this bottle ain't too soon, and I'm gonna have to take it back. I work 3 days a night shift and never see the broad daylight. Why go down to the drugstore where the hookers in the middle of the night? Go easy and be light on the ice. Downtown living, baby. Just a part of the same old game. Downtown living. Better go easy and be light on the ice. Downtown living, baby.
Heidi, come here.
F, G, A, and the second time around, a G, G, A. Because what I heard on the record was like...
Martin on keyboards is a surviving member of The Animals and Iron Butterfly, and brings his classical training into his own ethereal compositions.
Sometimes all the closer seems to further, all the way past then again. Sometimes all the nearer seems the clearer, all the way past come and gone. When yesterday gets tangled with tomorrow, each hour remains the same as it seems. It's then that sometimes isn't always, and never stays the same. It's then that sometimes isn't always, and never stays the same. The better seems the worse, all the way past better good. Sometimes of the poorer seem the richer, all
People ask me all the time, what keeps the passion going? Well, I love what I do, and I do what I love. And that's the motto of my life and the motto of my book as well. And to me, it's like I write music and I play music from my heart, and I want my music to reach your heart. Once I accomplish that, I'm a happy camper.
Volker, Strifler and guitar.
I grew up classically, with my whole family being classical musicians, basically. Mom and dad to begin with. My grandmother was an opera singer, so it's kind of in the genes. And I had 5 siblings, and all of us had to play a classical instrument. It was mandatory. Flute at one point, being 5 years old, we learned the upright flute. Being 6 years old, pretty much everybody learned piano. Somehow I'm coming back to my classical roots again too, and I feel really good about this. Because I finally, number one, I finally can become or be myself, and I can honor my parents teaching me, because I'm playing the classical stuff as well, or semi-classical stuff. And ultimately, as I said before, it all comes down to I play music.
Afterthoughts get tangled with foresight. Expression remains the same as it seems. The same that sometimes isn't always, and never stays the same. It's there that sometimes isn't always, and never stays the same. It's there that sometimes isn't always, and never stays the same. Never stays the same.
Big Mo, winner of numerous top blues awards, including year after year at the Monterey Blues Festival, has a collection of bluesy songs you'll love.
So I always had started with originals, and the lamest excuse is that I never learned too many other songs, and it was easier to write one than to learn one. I think that was my problem.
Any of you ever had a fried bologna sandwich? Little mustard, white bread. Been playing real hard. That I'm all crazy. But I know when I come home, I know she's gonna make me a fried bologna sandwich, you will. Howdy hi, howdy ho, heedy hee, knowing that it's all about my fried bologna sandwich when I'm home. Knowing it's all, baby, I feel like I'm getting warm tonight. All right, way down there.
So what got me going on singing was the choir, basically, in Bruchsal, Germany, in the JKG Gymnasium. We called it Jugendkreisgefängnis. and it was a choir. I was actually the first soprano. I was excited, you know, it was really nice. A big choir. We did the Messiah. We traveled all over. And then one day, my mom was supposed to go to a Ray Charles concert, and my mom got sick. So her friend, and she said, well, if you can't go, your son needs to go. When the show was over, she took me back there, and we spent a whole 2 hours back there talking to Ray Charles. He kept touching my forehead. Oh, you got a musical forehead, kid. You got to start singing. And I said, okay. So I went home, and that's all I wanted to ever do, sing.
Party hard, party up, party ho, party up, knowing that I'm gonna get my fried bologna sandwich tonight. Knowing that baby, that I'm gonna get my sandwich tonight. Lord knows why.
I think a high point in one of my performance careers, one was in Monterey. I had a moment where I was on the main stage, and I was standing there, the curtain was still closed, and I looked down on the ground, and there was this mark. It was where Jimi Hendrix had burned his guitar in 1969, and there was a mark, and he had the initial too, you know. And instead I got to meet and play there with Ruth Brown, Billy Preston, Little Richard. There were a lot of people that, when I grew up in Germany, were some of my idols.
Won't you try me, oh baby, try me, try me. Won't you try me? Feel like
And I know the first time I saw you, that's kind of how we met.
Yeah.
Was he was already in a band called the Alliance High Band.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was real Southern rock. I mean, you know, from what I remember. It
All
was
original Southern rock.
Yeah, all of it, and I think you guys did some Allman Brothers.
We did some of the tunes. Yeah.
See in your heart you understand. No, I knew.
Volker's my brother, basically. We grew up in Germany together, so anytime I'm around him, I'm happy.
There's no getting away.
Yeah. Yeah, he came all the way to California to get rid of me, and then I moved here.
But there's a funny story with us. I was introduced to both of them by a good friend of mine. And the funny thing is, when Mo took a look at me and we were just exchanging words and history, and he said he actually was brought up in Heidelberg, Germany, and I was saying, you know what, I used to play Heidelberg all the time with my old band. And then he asked me, what was the name of your band? I said, Breakpoint. You are Martin from Breakpoint? Oh my God. I was like 16 or 17 and snuck into the club, and I listened to you guys all the time. I mean, who would have thought? Here I am in Paradise, and there is this guy, and he knew me from 30 years earlier.
We sat, we talked, I find out all the things, incredible things that he's been doing, and then we decided to do a show next time he came, and it just cracked. It was so much fun, oh my gosh. And Volker was able to come to that one too.
Right, yeah, and it was the same kind of deal where
Yeah.
he told me Martin Gershwitz, and I said, man, that name is familiar. It was, oh my God, Breakpoint, this is unbelievable. You know,
what a small world,
yeah.
Can you believe it?
So that was a great way to meet each other and talk to each other and immediately be on the same level.
Oh, schaffen means working.
Schaffen, Häusle bauen.
Und nicht nach.
That was a Baden-Württemberg Schwäbchen.
I know I've done rock, I've done heavy metal, pretty much unheard of for a keyboard player to play heavy metal. I've backed up a German singer back in the 70s when I was still living in Europe. I backed up Loaf, which is rock opera. I played with I Am Butterfly, which is psychedelic rock. I played with Eric Burdon and the Animals, which is 60s rock, total different kind of rock again. And now I'm Martin Gershwitz, and I do my own stuff, which is probably a combination and a mixture of all of the above. did with In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, with the biggest song of I Am Butterfly. I have to say I didn't invent it, but I utilized something Johann Sebastian Bach wrote, which is the Toccata and Fugue in D minor. And this coincides with one of the first songs I ever learned. I was like 6, 7 years old, and my dad taught me da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. And I was standing on the pedals because otherwise I couldn't reach the manuals, you know.
There was this group of young musicians in San Diego, California. They decided to party. And about an hour into the party, Doug Engel said, I got an idea for a new song. Has only one verse. And everybody said, so what's the name of it? In the Garden of Eden. So about 2.5 hours later, Doug was so in the bag. Hey Doug, what was the name of that song again? And Doug, completely drunk, said, I show you. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida is real. Last night you called this In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. 40 million copies later. 1, 2, 3.
So we were playing in Switzerland, and we played In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida, and obviously at one point there's a drum solo and everybody leaves the stage, and for some reason the dressing room was so far away from the stage that we couldn't even hear anything. I asked Lee, hey, you want a shot of Jägermeister? And he said, sure. Before we knew it, we were in the middle of a conversation and having fun, and had another shot of Jägermeister, and then all of a sudden we looked at each other and said, shoot! We're in the middle of the drum solo, we have to go back on stage. So immediately we dropped all the drinks and went back to the stage and showed up on stage, and the drummer gave us a look of death because he was just playing an 18-minute drum solo and was sweating all over. The club manager stood there with a stopwatch, you know, only in Switzerland. And he said, 34 minutes, that has to be the world record.
I hope you've enjoyed this show. Please give us your comments at paradisemusichour.com. We'll be presenting another great artist next week on this public television station.